standing tall, let's just take some big arm circles to get us going. Reach forward and up, back behind you and down. Big slow circle, big yawn for the shoulders, reaching into the space above you and behind you. Deep breaths as you move. And reverse, reaching back and up, over the top, forward and down. Reaching the arms a little longer, energy out through the fingertips. Get those shoulders moving. Last one. All right, palms to your thighs. The outer thighs will slide the right hand down your thighs, side bend, inhale. Exhale, use your abdominals to restack, lift, get taller. Other side, inhale, over, bracing yourself against that thigh. Exhale, restack and lift. So the arms can help a bit, and use your abdominals to help you lift up. Equal weight in both feet as you lift up. Last one each side. Maybe you go a little further, maybe not. Let your head tip over. And we'll restack. All right, hands at your hips, or you can let the arms just hang by your sides. Tracking knees over toes, we're gonna fold at the hips and knees. Little squat and stand up. Let's just do that a few times. Folding at the hip and knee joints. Keeping your back straight. Knees stay over the arches of the feet. 3 more. Wide sits bones as you bend. Narrow the sits bones as you stand. 2 more. And we'll come up. Let's find a little V position in our feet. So heels together, toes and knees just slightly turned out. Same thing, fold at the hips and knees and stand up, tracking the knees in line with your toes. Wide sits bones as you bend, narrow the sits bones, little glute squeeze at the top. Open the sits bones and close, lifting through the pelvic floor and abdominals. 3 more here. And last one. Let's find some internal rotation. So we're gonna turn the toes in, the heels out, turn those knees in too. It'll be a smaller movement as we squat and stand. Just noticing where your hips start to stick. We don't need to push it, just noticing how that feels in those hip joints. Wide sits bones, wide glutes kind of the whole time, both as you sit and as you stand. So those glutes will stay soft as you stand up. 2 more. Just getting that stretch and movement for the hip joint. Last one. Okay, let's step the feet wide. We're coming back to our parallel, toes and knees pointing forward. We'll take some big hip circles. We're just trying to wake up all our joints. Noticing how the hip joints feel. Where are the sticking points here? Reverse. And those sticky parts may be in a different place now when we reverse, or they might be the same. Just noticing all of that. And we'll come back to the center. All right, let's take a one leg in front, one leg in back, kind of a longer space between your feet, and we'll wake up the feet. Square your hips forward, lift through the crown of your head, little abdominal engagement. We're gonna lift and lower the back heel, up and down through the back heel. Firing up that the calf muscle as you lift up, stretching the calf muscle as you lower. Just 2 more here. All right, let's lower that back heel down, and now the front foot, we're gonna flex that foot and lower. Feel free to hold something if you need. Drawing up through the front of your shin. Lift through your pelvic floor and deep abdominals. Lift through the crown of your head, broaden your collarbones. 2 more here. Lower that foot down. Let's lift the back heel. You're gonna keep that heel lifted, hips squared, equal weight in both legs as we bend both knees and straighten. How far down is up to you. You could go further than I'm going or less far. Can we straighten both legs as we get to the top? 3 more. All right, let's shake it out and switch sides. All right, one leg forward, one leg back. Pretty long stance between the feet. Square your hips forward. And we'll start with that back heel, just up and down. Nice and slow, articulating through the foot, the ankle, the toes. Or at least the joint between the toes and the metatarsal. Can you find that connection from your calf all the way up to your glute to propel your pelvis slightly forward as you lift up? Still focusing on that tall posture. 3 more. Lower the back heel, and now we'll flex the front foot. Flex and lower. Lifting through the muscles in front of your shin, the tibialis anterior, all the way up through the front of the leg into the pelvic floor and abdominals. Long through the sides of your neck. 3 more. Lower that front foot, lift the back heel, and we'll keep equal weight on both legs as we bend both knees and straighten. Just coming straight down without leaning forward. How far down is up to you. You could go more or less, depending on how your body feels today. Let's go for 3 more. We should feel like that back leg is working more than the front leg. Last one. And we'll shake it out. Okay, let's pick up those weights. Okay. We'll come back to our narrow parallel, so about a fist distance between the feet. And back straight. You're gonna fold at your hips and knees, find that squat-like position. Arms just hang, collarbones wide. And let's start with a scissor. One arm forward, one arm backward. Lower with control, and then switch. Slow enough that you're not using momentum, just using that control. Long line from your head out through the tailbone. Equal weight in both feet. We might feel more weight toward the back of the foot into the heel. Not a lot of weight in the toes. 1 more each side. Okay, arms down. We'll stay in that squat if you can. Pull your elbows up and back, and then down. Yeah, sliding those arms along the rib cage. So the weights come up toward the sides of your ribs. Little squeeze in the shoulder blades as you lift those elbows. Elongate the spine, hug your abdominals up to your spine, using your abdominals like a corset, our corset of muscles, hugging in. 3 more. And let's stand up, give those hips a little break, roll your shoulders back, and roll your shoulders forward. This time, let's take that little V position, heels together, toes apart, and a little squat here, folding at the hips and knees. Our knees are turned out now, arms hang down, collarbones wide. This time, arms come out to the sides and back in, or down, out to the sides and down. Squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze your heels together. Using your abdominals as a shelf for your spine. 3. And let's stand up. We're gonna keep the legs like this. Bring those weights just above your shoulders, and you're gonna press up. Now, as you bend the arms, hands come toward your shoulders, bend the knees, find that squat, and then we'll stand up and lift. Squat and lower, stand and lift. So we are hinging forward as we bend, coming to vertical as we stand. Hips go back as you bend. Hips come over the feet as you stand. Tracking knees with toes, so they are at the same angle. Last two. All right, stand up, squeeze the thighs together, bring the weights together behind your head, or at the top of your head. Now we'll bend the arms, now the weights come behind your head, and lift, press up. Bend behind the head and lift up. Now option to lift your heels as you lift the weights. Lower the heels, pull those heels together as you bend your arms. Heels come together and down. Lift through the pelvic floor and abdominals. You don't have to do the heel lift if you don't want to. 3 more. Knit your abdominals together, zip up through the low belly. And we'll bring the arms all the way down. Okay. Yeah, let's set those weights off to the side. And we're gonna come down to kneeling. All right, so kneeling, we'll have the weights nearby, but we won't use them yet. We're gonna wake up the hips a little bit more. So start with your knees underneath your hip joints, wrists under your shoulders, spread your fingers wide. And we're gonna just rock the torso forward and back. Out over the fingertips, and then back over the hips, or over the feet. Try and keep your spine horizontal, or parallel to the floor. Lifting through the lower abdominals as you come forward. Little lift in the tailbone as you go back. 1 more. All right, back to center. Now we're gonna take the knees a little wider than your hips. Bring the feet together, and let's turn your hands out to the sides. Same action, torso forward and back. Just noticing how this feels in your hips, your knees, your wrists. Maintain some abdominal engagement. One more. And back to center. Okay, we're gonna turn the hands in so your fingers point at each other. Let's keep the knees where they are. Swing your feet out. So feet are either in line with your knees, or they could be a little wider. So your feet are a little wider than your knees. If that's too uncomfortable, you can go to that parallel. Same action, forward and back. It's gonna feel a little more awkward maybe as we go back. There might not be as much hip flexion. How far forward can we go? How far back can we go? Last one. And back to center. Let's take those knees underneath your hips, back in parallel. All right, and then untangle the arms. Okay, one more thing for those wrists. So we're gonna flip one hand so that the back of your hand comes to the floor and your fingers are pointed at your knee. So the palm is up. And we'll just hang out here. You can apply as much pressure as you're comfortable with. You could do a little forward and back if you wanted, or even a little side to side. Be gentle with your wrist though. And then we'll switch. Other hand. So the palm is up, your fingers are pointing at your knee. You could just hold and breathe here, or you can do a little motion. Torso forward and back, or side to side. Applying as much pressure or as little pressure as you need. So that's why we're just doing one arm at a time, so we can control that. All right, and we're gonna come down to our elbows now. We'll give those wrists a bit of a break. So elbows under shoulders, knees under hips, and we'll take dog at a fire hydrant. Lift your right knee up to the side and back down. We're gonna alternate. So then the left leg up and down. So alternating each time. You're welcome to let your head hang down to give your neck a little break. How high can you lift your knee to the side? Stretching the hip, but also strengthening the hip. Keep your abdominals engaged. One more each side. Let's play with this a little. Take your right knee up to the side. Hold it here. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. And we'll switch. Left knee up to the side. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. A little bit different. Lift your right knee up to the side. We're gonna hold it up. And now, keeping your knee up, take your knee forward toward your shoulder and knee back. Knee forward and back. Keep that knee lifted the whole time. How close can you get it to your shoulder? One more. And we'll set that knee down. Left leg now. Lift that knee to the side, hold it up, knee forward and back. Forward and back. 2 more. Lift that knee, pull it to that shoulder. Maybe one more for fun. And rest down. Sit back for a child's pose, stretch out those glutes. Take a few deep breaths here. Relax your neck, your jaw, your shoulders. Big expansive breaths. One more deep breath. Okay, we're gonna come down to a Sphinx position. So we'll come down onto our bellies. And we'll be up on our forearms. The elbows roughly underneath the shoulders, spread your fingers wide. Lift through the crown of your head, roll the shoulders back. And now imagine you're gonna pull yourself forward with your arms, pulling the chest through the arms. Keep pulling for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now tuck your chin to your chest. Lift your low ribs, lift your belly, lift your hips about 4 inches, maybe 5 inches off the floor. Hold and breathe here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay the hips down. Lift the crown of your head up. We're gonna do that again. Roll the shoulders back. Try and pull your body forward with your arms for 10, 9. Keep lifting through the top of the head, pulling the chest through the arms, shoulders back. Pull, pull, pull. 3, 2, 1. Chin to chest. Round your back. Lift your belly, lift your hips. Trying to pull your elbows toward your legs. Another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips down. We're gonna do both of those one more time. Lift through the top of the head, roll the shoulders back, try and pull your body forward. 10, 9, breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chin to chest. Round your upper back, mid back, low back. It should feel challenging to hold this for 10, 9, breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Stack your palms, rest your forehead on your hands, and just gently wiggle the hips side to side, shaking out the low back. Okay, let's come back up to hands and knees. And we're gonna use one of our weights. All right, holding a weight with your right hand. Okay, lengthen your spine here, long from the top of your head out through the tailbone. Engage the abdominals, those internal corset muscles. And we're gonna lift your arm up to the side. Lower with control, nice and slow. Exhale, up to the side. Inhale, lower, lift up out of the left shoulder. One more. And we'll switch sides, switching arms. Spread your fingers with that hand on the floor, lengthen your spine, lift your abdominals. When you're ready, lift that arm up to the side, nice and slow. Inhale, lower, tap the floor. Lift up out of the right shoulder. Keep getting longer from the top of your head out through your tailbone. Find those abdominals. 2 more here. Okay, we'll switch arms again. All right, same but different. So we're gonna add rotation to this. You're gonna lift your right arm up to the side and twist toward that arm. So look at that hand. And then we're gonna reach under the left arm, twisting to the left. We'll keep the left arm straight. And again, open up to the right. So we get some oblique work now with that twist and reach under to the left. Again, not using momentum, so we're going slowly. It's gonna be harder that way. That way we do get some oblique work. One more each way. How high can we lift that weight? And as you go under, how high can you lift that weight? And we'll switch sides, or switch arms. Lengthen your spine, lift your abdominals. We'll lift the left arm, twisting to your left, lift that arm. And then reach under to the right. Lift that arm to the side. And again, open up, breathe in. Exhale, reach under. Using both our obliques in the front and our oblique slings in the back. In the back, those connect opposite shoulder to hip. So you might notice that from your left shoulder to your right hip, those muscles are working. And as you reach under, it's left ribs to right hip in the front. One more for fun. Whew, switch hands again. Lengthen your spine. Grab the weight with the right hand. This time take your arm back, get a little longer through your neck. Triceps, bend and press back. Option here to extend the opposite leg. So left leg back, long line from your head out through your back toes. Keep your elbow up high. Lift up out of the left shoulder. 4 more. Lift your belly button. 2. And we'll switch. Lengthen your spine, press the left arm back. Bend and press. Reach your sternum forward just a little bit. Heart lifts. Option to extend the opposite leg, which would be our right leg. Straight back. Long line from your head out through your toes. Keep lifting that left elbow, lifting your abdominals, lift the back of your neck. Like we're almost just gonna lift up so much we start to levitate off the floor. 4 more. And we'll come all the way down. Set that weight aside, and let's come to sitting. Okay. All right, let's come to kind of a cross-legged position, or you could do butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees apart, whatever's just more comfortable for your hips. Holding onto your knees or your shins, we're gonna do some circles with the sternum. So you're gonna take your sternum forward, over to one side, back, and to the other. So circling the rib cage over the pelvis. Just to get some movement in the spine.
Oh yeah, I want to see. Oh, thanks for the quick look.
Reverse. Last one. Back to center. Equal weight on both sits bones. Bring your fingers to your shoulders, elbows up. And we're going to touch the elbows together in front of you, and then pull the elbows back, squeeze behind you. Elbows squeeze in the front, shoulder blades squeeze in the back. Or you could think about what's stretching. We're stretching the shoulder blades as your elbows come forward, and we're stretching the chest, the collarbones, as your arms come back. Opening one side as you squeeze the opposite side. And then let's take that into big elbow circles. Still trying to graze the elbows in front of you, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Feel free to adjust the legs if it becomes uncomfortable. Any position will do. One more. And now let's row the elbows back one at a time, more of a figure 8-like movement in your rib cage. So get those ribs involved. Maybe turning your head toward the elbow that's going up and back. Reverse. Hopefully that doesn't make you dizzy. If it does, just keep your head forward. All right, let's take a side bend. One arm down, other arm over. Keep both sits bones down. And just take a few big arm circles from here, staying in that spinal side bend. Reverse your arm. And let's go to the other side. Anchor both sits bones. You can hold here or take that arm circle. Reversing. All right, and we'll come back up. Let's do some push-ups behind your back. So hands come behind you, fingers can point forward or out to the sides. We walk those hands back quite a ways. And when you're ready, bend your arms and straighten. Feel free to play with how far back or how far forward you want those hands. We do feel a shoulder stretch at the front of the shoulder as we bend. Kind of an odd little stretch there. And a bit of tricep work as we straighten. And that tricep work will be cumulative. So if you don't feel it yet, you'll feel it after some more repetitions. About 4 more. Bend the arms, little pulses, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up off the hands. Walk your legs together, ankles together, knees together. Reach your arms forward, palms face in. We're gonna hinge back, keeping the spine straight. Breathe in. Exhale, lift up through the crown of your head to come forward. Inhale, back, squeeze your knees, try and keep the feet down. Exhale, up to come forward. Press the soles of the feet down, squeeze the knees. It's not a huge movement. Last 2. Again, find that core set of abdominals to support your spine. This time we'll hinge back and hold. Tuck your chin just so your eyes are level, and we're gonna march the legs, lifting one leg, lower it down and switch. So press one foot into the floor as you lift the opposite knee. Arms are out here as a counterbalance. Keep marching your legs, or lift both legs up and see if you can lift the feet up and then bend the knees. So a little lift and lower of those feet. Last 3, 2, lift the sternum. Last 1. And let's find our way onto our backs, and we'll use our weights. Okay. All right. Let's hold the weights, arms straight up. Legs can be however's comfortable here. Okay, so we're gonna keep the arms vertical And you're gonna lift your arms straight up to the ceiling, lifting your shoulders up away from the floor. And then slowly lower your shoulders down. And maybe even press the top of the shoulder into the floor. Again, lift up, widen the shoulder blades. Exhale, melt the shoulders down, broaden your collarbones. Inhale, lift. How high can you lift those shoulders without lifting the head? Exhale, lower and press down into the floor. Keep the length on both sides of your neck, meaning your shoulders should not be up by your neck as you do this movement. One more of each. Press the top of the shoulder down. And we're gonna keep pressing the top of the shoulder down. We'll scissor, one arm back, one arm forward. Exhale to lift to vertical. Switch, inhale, scissor. Exhale, lift up. Keep pressing the top of the shoulder down. Connecting into your back muscles, into your abdominals. And we're not going to our full flexibility. We're staying inside where we can control with our muscles. And you might be able to go a little further each time if your shoulders are warming up, or maybe not. You can always keep it smaller, or you can do this without the weights. That's also good. Press the top of your shoulder down as you bring the weights up. Down to come up. Last one each way. Arms up. Let's open out to the sides and lift up. Again, not going to your full flexibility. We want to stay where we can control with our strength. And again, press the top of the shoulder down to help bring those arms up.
That's true. Okay, so let's bring your knees up to the tabletop. Leave your arms on the floor. Okay.
Knit your abdominals together with each exhale. 3 more. Lengthen the back and sides of your neck. Possibly taking a little chin tuck. Last one. Okay, so let's set just the left weight down, and we'll keep our right arm up. Let's take your left leg, so your opposite leg, straight up, and let's just flex and point that foot in the air. A little stretch here. All right, you can point or flex that foot. We're gonna move your arm and leg away from each other. So your arm will go back, your leg will go forward as you inhale, and then lift both limbs to vertical on your exhale. Again, inhale, reach in opposite directions. Exhale, deepen your abdominals, lift to vertical. Keep going at your own pace, connecting from your right armpit to your left inner thigh. Option to add a chest curl as you lift your arm and leg up. You're welcome to support your head with your free hand as you do that. Maybe tapping that weight to your leg. One more. And we'll come down and switch sides. Okay, left arm up, holding that weight. Opposite leg up. We'll flex and point that foot in the air, just a little bit of nerve flossing. Press that left shoulder down. Now you can point or flex. So take your arm back, your leg forward. Exhale and lift to vertical. Inhale, they reach away from one another. Exhale, your 2 limbs come toward each other. Option to add that chest lift. You can support your head with your free hand. Slow and smooth. So still working the abdominals, still working the muscles as they lengthen. So as you come down, the work is not just as we come up. Getting that eccentric engagement, that elongation as we stay controlled and contracted. 3 more. And let's set that weight off to the side. All right, arms to the sides, out to a T, palms up or down, shoulder blades heavy on the mat. Let's walk your legs to tabletop, squeeze your knees and ankles together, really activate your inner thighs, and we'll tip your knees over to the right, little twist. Keep the left shoulder down. Exhale, use your abdominals to come back to center. Other way, inhale, tip your legs to the left, anchor the right shoulder. Exhale, use your abdominals to come back to center. And again. So arms and shoulders do not move. Rotating the legs and pelvis with control from the abdominals. Active engagement of the abdominals, not a passive twist.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of amped the rest of the day. It's not like we
Squeeze your legs, keep your inner thighs working. 1 more each side.
Yeah, it does. All right, let's start on our side next, and why don't we bring Spike with us?
Let's add to this. You're going to tip both knees to the right. Hold here. Extend your legs, so straighten those legs. Then roll back to the center. Bring both hips down and bend your knees to tabletop. Tip your knees to the left. Pause, extend those legs. Deepen your abdominals, return to the center and bend to tabletop. 1 more each side. Tip your knees over. Abdominals hold you there as you straighten the legs. Roll back into center and bend. Last one, rotate. Stretch the legs long. Hips down, toes come up. And we bend. Set the feet down. Feet sits bone distance apart or wider. Bring your arms just a little lower toward your hips. Let's go in a low V position. So hands are a little bit away from the hips. Palms up, shimmy your shoulder blades flat. We're headed into bridging. So press down through the back of your arms, the backs of your shoulders, the backs of your hands, and down through the soles of your feet. Little contraction in with the abdominals, and then float your pelvis up. Long line from your shoulders out to your knees. Deepen your abdominals. Let's hold here for a few breaths. Without actually moving your feet, imagine that you're going to pull your heels back underneath your pelvis. So that should feel like more hamstring engagement. Now try and keep that engagement as you slowly lower your pelvis down. Keep pressing down through the arms, the backs of the hands and the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, contract the abdominals, press into your feet and float your pelvis up. Find that long line from your shoulders out to your knees. Now again, try and pull your knees over your toes, or imagine you're going to slide your feet back. Keep that hamstring engagement as you lower your pelvis down. 2 more. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, we press down to lift up. Squeeze in through the abdominals. Find that hamstring engagement. Heels toward your hips. Inhale, hold. Exhale, slowly lower. Pulling your sits bones toward your heels as you come down. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Press down through the arms, down through the hands, shoulders, feet. Pull those heels back. And then lower with control. Legs to tabletop. Flex your feet here. Legs slightly apart, palms to the front of your thighs. Press your lower back into the floor. Push your hands into your thighs. Push your thighs into your hands. So you're pushing against yourself. Keep pushing and breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7. Push harder. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Hug your knees into your chest. Okay, let's roll to one side. On your side, let's do a kind of a tabletop leg position. So knees in front of your hips, 90-degree bend at the hips, 90-degree bend at the knees. And we're gonna start with some parallel clamshells, opening the top leg and close. So keeping that shin roughly level with the floor as you open and close. Stabilize your pelvis like your back is against a wall. One more. Let's take this into some big knee circles. So circling that knee up, back behind you, down and forward. Stabilize your pelvis. How big a circle can you make with your knee while keeping your pelvis still? Big yawn for that hip joint. Can you get that hip flexor stretch as you come to the back? Hip forward, knee back. Reverse. Keep working through the abdominals to find that pelvic stability. One more. Big slow circle. Now we're gonna hover the top leg just over the bottom leg and keep your femur, your thigh bone stable as we straighten this knee and bend. Straighten and bend, keeping that thigh bone still so the hip joint doesn't move. We're just moving at our knee hinge. Extend that knee and hold. Let's flex your foot. Little circles of this leg. Little movements at that hip. Reverse. And now we're gonna point this foot, swing your leg back, press the top hip forward, and we're gonna flex that foot as your leg comes forward. Again, swing your leg back, point your foot, press the top hip forward, opening through the front of the hip, and now fold at that hip, flex the foot forward. Keep your leg at hip height as you swing forward and back. Tiny bit of opposition through the hip. So pulling that top hip back slightly as your leg goes forward, and the hip comes forward slightly as your leg comes back. So the counterbalance happens at your pelvis rather than happening at your shoulder. So the shoulders and rib cage should not move. Pull that leg back, hold. Now squeeze that glute a lot, press your hip forward, little circles back here. Keep working the glute. Reverse. Now keep that knee back, slightly behind your hip. Keep pressing the top hip forward. We're gonna bend that knee, trying to pull your heel toward your hip, and then straighten. And again, bend and pull the heel up and back toward the back of your hip, and then extend. 3 more. Little hamstring engagement, little thigh stretch. And we'll rest down. Draw your knees in closer to your chest. Let's take both arms forward. We'll stack the palms, just rest your head down, and slide the top hand forward. From there, you're gonna lift your arm up, open toward the ceiling, and just hang out here for a couple breaths. And we'll gently come back, and we'll go to the other side. All right, tabletop on your side. So knees in front of the pelvis, 90-degree bend at the knees, 90-degree bend at the hips, starting with parallel clamshells. Opening that top hip, stabilize your pelvis, like you're opening one flap of a book. Engage your abdominals back toward your spine. 2 more. And we'll take this into a big knee circle. Lift your knee up, back behind you, down and forward. Stable pelvis, or mostly stable. How big a circle can you draw with your kneecap in the air? 1 more. Reverse. Yeah, good. Take your time. Building both mobility and strength. Last one here, maybe a little bit bigger. Hover the top leg over the bottom leg, stabilize your thigh bone as you extend the knee and bend. Just moving at that knee hinge, stable at the hip. Extend that knee and hold. Flex your foot. Let's take little circles of your leg. So now we're stable at the knee joint, moving at the hip joint. Reverse. And now let's point that foot, sweep your leg back, press the top hip slightly forward. And now switch, flex the foot, take your leg forward, pull that top hip slightly back. And keep going like this, keeping your leg at hip height. Squeezing the muscles in the back as your leg goes back, opening the front, and then we switch, engaging the muscles at the front to lengthen the back. Stable through the ribs and shoulders. 2 more. Bring that leg back, press the top hip forward, squeeze your butt, your glutes, little circles back here. Keep pressing the top hip forward, pulling that leg back. Reverse. Now hold that leg back as far as you can. You're gonna keep your thigh here as you bend that knee and then extend. So the knee doesn't move now, we're pulling the heel up and back behind you. Stretching through the quad, engaging through the hamstring and glute. Keep driving the top hip forward, pulling that knee back as you bend it. 2 more. And we'll rest, stack the legs. Draw your knees closer to your chest, and we'll reach both arms forward, stacking your palms, rest your head down. Take the top arm forward, slide it out in front of you. Lift up and then open to the sky, open to the ceiling. Relax into the floor. Take a couple deep breaths here. And we'll untwist, roll yourself up to sitting. And we're all done.